In this video, we're going to talk about how changes in your life, especially the really big changes that I know that you want, cannot be forced, cannot be rushed, but they do happen automatically and naturally when changes are made at a very deep level. So stick with me and stay tuned. Hi, I'm Robert Scheinfeld, New York Times best-selling author and creator of the Ultimate Freedom Experience. And we're here talking about the fact that big changes in your life cannot be forced or rushed, but they do happen automatically and naturally when changes are made within you at a very, very deep level. Now, I know there are things that you want in your life. And usually when there are things that we want in our life, when we start going after them, in one way, shape, or form, we experience resistance and challenges and blocks. And it isn't usually easy to get the things that we want most. And so we're taught, you got to push, push, push. You got to persist. You got to keep going and just force your way through all of this stuff, push your way through all of this stuff until you finally get what it is that you want. Now, the reality is, if you look at what goes on in the world, in your life and in the lives of other people, that strategy does work sometimes, but more often than not, it doesn't. We decide we want these things, we start going after them, we experience these problems and challenges and issues and resistance, and we push, 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 and we suffer, and we struggle, and we still don't get, and we persist, and we do what we're told, but we still don't get the things that we want. And so my question to you is, what if there's another way? What if there's another way to live? What if there's another way to go after the things that you really want, that don't require you to push, 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 effort, 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 persist, 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 and have it be that kind of a way? What if there's another way that you can live where things can happen in a much easier and more gentler kind of a way, without you feeling like you're constantly push, push, push against resistance, effort, 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 resolve, block, resolve, block, resolve, block? What if you could take a very unique journey down to the deepest level where what happens to you really gets created? What if you could take a journey like that, get down to this deep level, and changes could be made at this deep level where all the blocks really come from, where all the resistance really comes from, where all the challenges really come from, where all the pain and the suffering and the struggle when we're going after the things we want really come from? What if you could take a journey down to this deeper level and see changes made there? Because see, the thing is, if you get down to the deepest level where everything that's happening to you is really getting created, and by the way, I am not talking about the kinds of things that you've probably studied, subconscious mind and your thoughts and the way your brain's wired and all these things that we're told are the blocks and the resistance and the challenge and the source of these things. I'm talking about going much deeper to where things really get created. And what if you could get down there and see things change there at the deepest level? And what I discovered is that can happen. And when changes are made at this deepest level, deeper than you've ever gone before, they then ripple up, they ripple out, and everything starts to change. And a lot of the blocks that you've been struggling with dissolve. And a lot of the resistance dissolves. And things become easier. And even when there's effort, even when there's challenges, because life is filled with challenges and blocks and detours and surprise things that get thrown in to mess up the things that we're doing. So a lot of that can go away on this journey. But when it still happens, because it's just part of life, changes can be made here at the deepest level that ripple out and change the way that you perceive that. Change the way that you experience it so that you don't experience it as negative. You don't experience it as bad. You don't experience it as a problem. And so there is a different way to live without having the constant feelings of struggle, the constant feelings of push, 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 frustration, suffering, struggling against, pushing against all of this resistance to get what you want. But to get there, you have to take this journey. And you have to work your way down to the deepest level where reality really gets created, where all the stuff that you want, the stuff that's blocking you, all the stuff that's causing the suffering and the struggle, can change. And so if you're interested in taking a journey like that, finding out more about what really creates what happens to you every day and how changes can be made there, I invite you to click on the link that you'll see around this video and get the guide that I created specially for you to help you begin that journey.